Good morning, folks, and welcome back to a new episode. My name is Chris, and I recently bought a sailboat. This is a 1989 Chernosa Magic 44, which I bought in Empuria Brava, sailed all the way to Pula, where she was put on the truck and transported to Austria. She's here now at my friend's garage, where she will be for the next 2 to 3 years until the refit is complete. After the transport was successful, I had Celina's hull sandblasted, and that saved me hours and weeks basically of sanding Celina's hull, which is a real pain in the behind. And her keel was treated with paint in order to protect the keel from rust. The next step will be that I will get rid of all the through holes. Since the layout of the interior will be completely new, I will have the through holes removed and closed because they will be put on different spots.
Celina's hull was in very good condition. I did not detect any osmosis, neither on the hull nor on the rudder. It became obvious, however, that the previous owner did some repairs underneath the water line. The first step of the refit was the removal of the four-bladed propeller. Thereafter, I began to clear out the boat.
Good morning and welcome back. Today is a brilliant weather, a perfect day to remove all the through holes. Sorry, I have to interrupt this program for an important announcement. Why do I actually start the entire refit while there are so many boats out on the market? I'm gonna spend a lot of time, money as well, and a lot of energy to complete this refit. Well, to be honest, the answer is quite simple. Maybe you remember my very first video when I was explaining this situation. I was checking the market for about 2, maybe 3 years, and I was looking at different boats all over the place. I was looking at different sizes, different models, and at the end it became quite obvious that none of them really matches my requirements. Either they are too small, they were too big, they were too expensive, or the layout was not really what I was looking for. So then the idea arose to buy an old boat and do a refit. Right now, Celina looks like this. She's got 2 cabins in the aft section, a bulk cabin in the mid sector, and a master bedroom in the forward section of the boat. She used to have 2 bathrooms, a salon, and a kitchen, or the galley. After the refit is complete, I will only have 1 bedroom or cabin in the aft section of the boat, while the other one will be transferred into a technical compartment. In this technical compartment, I'm gonna put all the batteries, water maker, and the sewage treatment plant, and all the rest which is obviously required. The master bedroom in the forward section will remain. However, it will become just a bit bigger. The bulkhead will be gone completely, so will be 2 heads or bathrooms if you wish. I will install 1 bathroom, which eventually will be a little bit bigger than these 2 together. The kitchen or galley area will be moved a little bit forward and separated in 2 sections. I know that this is going to be a long project. It will last something between 2 and 3 years, but I'm really looking forward to starting it. And at the end, when the refit is complete, I know that I will have a boat which is reliable, strong. I know it pretty much inside out, with all new equipment installed. And the idea is then to live aboard and finally sail around the world. I say, let's get started.
In order to close the through holes, I had to grind a correspondingly large area conically, depending on the wall thickness. What a mess this was.
Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. Miles inside these shoes so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though. But I wouldn't trade a thing for what I had.
It goes without saying that proper protection is a must.
They say the good die young, I hope I'm bad.
So, all of my 14 through holes are prepared. I sanded all of them in order to prepare them now for glassing. I prepared already a template for all these different sizes, and now I just have to cut glass. And depending on the thickness, I need something between 12, like here, and 30 layers at the bottom of the hull. The thickness varies between 12 millimeters up to 25 millimeters at the bottom of the hull. I have prepared this template. This is just for one hole, and I have different ones for different sizes. I bought 600 gram bi-axial glass fiber, and in addition I gonna use Kevlar with about 300 grams in between.
Together with my dad, I built a scaffold around the boat for better accessibility. Especially with the ladder, it made it very easy and comfortable to get on and off the boat.
I've never been known for my cautious side. You should know that I'm well aware.
Today is the perfect weather for glassing. I prepared all my layers already with proper templates, and today the temperature is perfect for the slow hardener to try my very first through hole. I use Vest system. It's a 105 for the resin, for the epoxy, and 205 today for the slow hardener. So 5 strokes each should give me a ratio of 1 to 5. Now let's try to mix them. I use 600 gram bi-axial glass fiber, and in between I'm gonna reinforce it with 300 gram of Kevlar.
They say the good die young, I hope I'm bad. They say the good die young, I hope I'm bad.
The thickness of the hull here is about 12 millimeters, so I used 15 layers, and that should do quite well to close those holes. On top of everything, I'm gonna put a peel ply in order for the better surface once it is cured. Good morning again. Today is demolition day. Yesterday it has been raining, and that's why I cannot continue glassing my through holes. So let's go inside and turn Celina's inside out. Good morning again. It's quite dusty in here since I was sanding the bathroom, and it's quite tricky because they glued it to the hull with thickened epoxy, and this is very difficult to remove. Today I'm gonna try another attempt because the entire shell here has to be removed. I think I used the angle grinder a bit too much. The hole I was actually about to close is now getting bigger. Today I finished glassing all my through holes. I'm super happy with the result. Right now the peel ply is still on the boat as a last layer. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna remove them to have a proper and flat surface. The circular ones, they are quite easy to apply. The ones which I had this oval shape, they are a little bit more difficult because I did not take into consideration that with the smaller size of layers I will obviously not really match the hole. So I have this little dent here which I'm going to glass tomorrow morning one more time, just this kind of circle, in order to have more layers on top of my through holes. The rest is really good, and next step will eventually be treating the entire hull. Maybe you can see it here, there are a few dents here, some little imperfections really, and I would like to open them, fill them with filler, and finally apply gel coat. Dusty work, but I made some quite good progress this morning. The bulk cabin is gone. The forward bathroom is gone. The forward cabin is almost gone. So is the saloon. Remains only the kitchen and the two aft cabins to be removed.
I've never been known for my cautious side. You should know that I'm well aware.
Quite an exhaustive job here. I removed the water tank on the other side. The fuel tank is still here. And we can now see that the divider between the two aft cabins is gone as well. A few remains of the aft bathroom are still visible, and we can see as well into the engine compartment. The engine will be removed soon, and as you can see, it obviously needs some maintenance. I need to overhaul everything. It's really rusty, and I don't think they had proper engine maintenance done within the last couple of years really. Maybe you remember when I told you last time that one of the aft compartments will be transformed into a technical compartment. However, from the inside you don't have access, only from the outside. And this is what I'm going to prepare right now.
Now, is this the biggest cockpit locker or what?
Aside, you should know that I'm well aware. I don't want anything left untried. Will you come with me, mon cher? So let us just do my love and not stop thinking of this over.
This is almost all of Celina's interior. We're talking about 10 cubic meters of waste. I still have a little bit left. I guess I have to get me one more of these containers and then that will do.
It's not that you're